All right, welcome back, everybody. So, a much better sales day goes to show you listing good items makes sales. I had 22 sales, $502, definitely more on par with my average. Yesterday was 100 and like something dollars, the lowest day of the year. So, that's what happens. This morning, I had 42 listings already drafted out, and I posted 30 of those today. So, I was able to knock out all 42 last night. Um, the ones that I did when I videoed yesterday, I actually posted those. So I had zero after that little block of work was done. So then I did 42 between, um, I don't know. I think I worked out from 9 to like 9:45, and then from like 9:45 to 11. Combination of watching YouTube videos and, listing items. But yeah, man, I don't know. There's something about the solitude at night or in the morning. So the way I've heard it is, when everybody else is sleeping, if you're up working, like it's like you're not supposed to be because the world's asleep, right? But you're up working, and I feel like you can kind of lock in, you know. Not to say that everybody goes to sleep before 11 o'clock, but most people do. Most people absolutely do. But yeah, I'm let's see, 72. I decided to come out and pack items one because I like to do this early in the day, definitely before lunch, pack and ship items. But my brain, I was having a bit of a like, you ever not like a headache, but have you ever like done something to induce a headache? And I'm not talking about anything illicit. I'm talking about like uh, struggling, like banging your head against a problem to try to solve it, and then you give yourself a headache. That's kind of what I got right now. And usually, when that happens, there's a couple things you can do to kind of get out of that loop. And one is stop doing what you're doing. That's probably like the fastest one. But the problem is, you're already stuck, like, doing. I'm sorry, I got lost here. You're already stuck with the headache. So, like, just because you change doesn't mean the headache goes away. So, it helps. It doesn't make it any worse. And I'll tell you what drove the headache in a minute, but also you can like drink water. You can do something to kind of like tell your brain, hey, we're doing a new activity. So, like, let's put that aside. Let's stop trying to problem solve. But yeah, so I'm working through it a little bit right now, trying to get going. Um, I did notice yesterday as I was making the video and shipping those items, I had grabbed two of the wrong items. Like, I read the label incorrect. Um, they're pretty big, so it's not like you can't see the numbers on here, but there are a lot of numbers, and sometimes you grab the wrong one, but a lot of it is because I'm distracted. So that's something I'm going to work on, but if you guys are curious, the headache came from TikTok. Now, I'm not like a big consumer of TikTok videos. Like, I post the reels and shorts that I make uh, to TikTok because, it's another outlet. I don't know if you can get paid on TikTok like you can on Facebook. I recently started making money on Facebook. It's not a lot of money. It's like $5 a week maybe, based on my reels. And I think the only time that's gonna work is if like they go viral. You start getting in the 100,000 views, or um, possibly if I have better content. Like in the video format, and those do well on Facebook, you can make a lot of money. I know some people making like hundreds of dollars on Facebook, even more. And it's aspiring to do that. But I was trying to figure out TikTok because, not to watch content, but TikTok has a selling platform. It's called TikTok Shop, and I'm definitely not promoting it because I don't know how to do it. But I'm interested in it because TikTok's a pretty big player when it comes to attention and where people's eyes are at. And then if you think about it like this, like, when did TikTok come out? And all the people that got on TikTok, when are they going to start making more money in their life and have that disposable income. We talk about that, uh, the vintage, right? Like when something becomes vintage, why is that the case? Well, people that had that as a kid are now adults and they have money to spend. So you hear a lot of the better eBay resellers on YouTube talk about that vintage stuff, and that's exactly it. So with TikTok and TikTok Shop, um, maybe you get on that platform early, you start producing, and then you figured it out before the wave of people come over to do it, right? And uh, the more I looked at it, the more complex it is. Like, I don't know why I was having such trouble with it, but let's move over to this side here. I'm a little bummed, or not bummed, but just like, I don't know. I just can't figure it out. Like, I think I know how to do it, but then I feel like I'm getting into a place where they want you to run ads, or they want you to get a creator to like do advertising for your products, and I don't know if I even want to list like clothing on there, but um, I want to just figure it out. And I'd like to make videos for other people's products on there, so that like I can get commissions off of sales for those videos that I make, because I'm pretty decent at making editing videos, kind of explaining a story to somebody, and that's a skill that I've developed from trying to do this YouTube thing, which I think it's important whether you have a full-time job and maybe eBay's your part-time job. That's excellent. If eBay's your full-time job, create like a part-time job. I think having two things going on at the same time does a couple things. One, you don't get burnt out just doing eBay. Like eBay, to me, I kind of pushed it hard by myself, and I realized I don't want to do that anymore, so I decided to hire somebody to help me. And by doing that, it was having more, what do you call it? More energy to do eBay well, because I wasn't doing it that often. And then I was able to create all this content and kind of learn how to create content, because it's not an easy thing. I know some people make it look really easy, but it is definitely not easy by any means. So that was a Polo Ralph Lauren. That was a 3XLT. So that one sold for $21 plus shipping. I don't really like do the what sold and call out all the sales, but if it's a decent sale, like I'll call it out. To me, that's pretty decent, because a lot of people can find that type of item. Oh yeah, and so many of you people, not you people, but like so many people want to talk about these boxes, and somebody told me that they're not 8 inches wide. These are the 8 by 8 by 30 inches long. Now there's two of them that they sell. One of them is sold where it's like folded this way, and then another one they're folded differently, I think, or something like that. So there's two. They're on uline.com. I think I put the link for Uline there, but somebody tried to say that these aren't 8 inches, and he said because your poly bags are 10 inches by 30. Well, I mean, I don't know. I didn't want to be rude about it, but like poly bags and clothing can it can shrink down. Like, that's not 8 inches, but it'll fit in an 8-inch box. So they thought because my bag was this size that this box couldn't be the right size that I was saying. So, and then also, when somebody challenges you directly on something that like they do, like here's a good example. Height, right? If somebody says, how tall are you? And then I tell you how tall I am, which I'm not that tall, but if they say no, you're not that tall, and you're just like, yeah, I am, that's the height that I am, and then they challenge you on it, it's kind of like, dude, that's the person's height. Like, you can't challenge the height, although some people can shrink, and then shoes can add a little bit of height. But yeah, I just don't know why people would challenge like me saying the boxes aren't what I'm saying they are, and it's not like they said it in a nice way of like, hey, I think you might have made a mistake on that, but at the same time, I was like, dude, these are clearly 8 by 8 by 30s. Like, I've bought, each rack holds 48 boxes, and you got to buy them by the 25 pack. So if we have 1 rack, 2 racks, 3 racks, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which I don't use all 8 of them, but I have bought boxes for all 8. So I mean, That's what, 400 boxes, like, and to think that I bought, or I'm saying the wrong size, like, to me it threw me off a little bit, but I try not to let that stick around in my head for too terribly long. But yeah, I get a lot of crazy comments. My most favorite comment, though, is get a real job. That's the one I like the most. I get it a lot, too, surprisingly. They say, get a real job, and I'm kind of like, what are you thinking? Like, what kind of real jobs are we talking about? Like, this is a fake job. Here's a pair of Ariat jeans. These sold pretty well. They did sit for a while, but they went for $35 plus shipping. These are the M3. So Ariat has different cuts depending on like their M number code or whatever. So that's the athletic fit boot cut. They're 34-36. They measured out to 34-34. So we decide you definitely want to put that in there if the measurement's not correct. So, but yeah, get a real job. That's one that I get quite a bit. Quite a bit. I don't know why, man. And it's always on like the reels that go viral. Viral meaning they just get a lot of views. All right, so this next item is exciting. I had a viewer sale. So this is Philip. Now, Philip wanted this LL Bean. This is the River Drivers long sleeve shirt, and he said, I watched the channel. I wanted to not beat you up too much on this price, so they sent me a lower offer, $28 plus the $8.99 shipping. That'd be $37. So this is probably like, I've only had a handful of viewer sales. I know I kept the shipping label to the very first person that bought one. I thought that was cool. And then I've had like a couple. So just send me a message if you do buy something from the store and say what's up, so I can kind of like congratulate. Not congratulate, but thank you. So I can thank you on the channel. I hope you like that. I did accept the lower offer. Those are actually really good to pick up. It's the vintage one. They're super soft. They're Henleys. Thanks again, Philip. We have another couple here. Let's see. I'm still not understanding why the tablet screen for my eBay, like I'm in the desktop mode, not the app on the tablet, and it doesn't. It used to be fine. I don't know if eBay changed something or if I changed something. I'm not really sure. 22,349. 22,349. Okay. Yeah, I'm oh shoot. 22,349. Here. It's like I was saying the right number, but I was looking for in my head I was looking for the wrong number, but I kept saying the correct number. Oh man. So yesterday I did go to a local thrift store and did really well. I was happy that I went because my stores are so hit and miss. It's basically, if they don't restock, there's not going to be anything I can pick up. And that's partially because there's a lot of resellers here. Well, not a lot, but there's only two like great, let's say 3 thrift stores. But they all have their flaws. But with only 3 stores to go to, there's a lot of people. Hang on a second. Seemed like a blink of an eye, but now I have a cheese stick. My sister-in-law, she banged on the garage door because when you're recording with the phone, that doesn't like accept phone calls and things like that. So I went and talked with her for a minute. We had one of her kids' Christmas gifts at our house. So yeah, I would say cheese sticks, probably one of the top snacks, like grab and go type snacks as far as like taste, filling, just all around delicious cheese sticks. But yeah, back to this, kind of changing gears. I was telling her about the TikTok thing, like my struggles with it, trying to understand how to like work the shop and kind of make it a thing. I don't know. She said she just ordered 2 things from TikTok. So, I mean, she's, younger than me. So it's like, maybe I was onto something, maybe that is the place where a lot of people are at. And that's where the sales are going to come, Not to say eBay's dead, those videos. Like, but yeah. Here's a, is this a good one? Yeah. This is a Patagonia flannel. It had a good size stain on the cuff. Still sold for $24.49 plus $8.99 shipping. So just because something has a stain, don't pass it up. And typically when you're in the store, you'll see a great item kind of off to the side, maybe in a weird part of the rack. And usually people put it back because there's a stain or something, and it's not what they wanted. And it could have been just, like a normal shopper, not necessarily a reseller. Those are easy pickups for me. You know, I'll sell stuff with stains all day long. Well, that's all packed up, so we're gonna go do a couple listings and finish up over there. All right, back in the chair. Back in the listing chair. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. Now, I don't like doing it in the morning. I know I've talked to you guys about that. I typically like doing it at night, but you know, it's a love hate thing. Most of the time I hate it, but sometimes I love it. We got a. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Now I tried to do this earlier, but I didn't have the earlier last video. I wanted to show you guys the amount of photos that I have. So right here, we're gonna go to the screen, and I have 2,000 or no 23,000 is the SKU on this one, and we scroll all the way down in this folder. We have 23,052. So that's 52 listings. But then I also have this other folder, which was I gotta mess with the icon sizing on this one. That's the one thing about Mac. I feel like the icon sizing for every folder it's different. And you can probably put it in the settings to make it a certain size, but there's still a lot about the Mac that I don't know how to use. So 23 157. So I have 157 sets of photos. So 157 sets of photos, and today's Friday. Now I've listed items for Friday. So we have Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 157, that'd be more than 50 a day. So I have up to Tuesday because we like to do about 30 a day. And yeah, so that's 30 a day. That's 5 days worth of listings. So by the time Randy comes back to work and starts on photos again, then she will get further along. Now, I don't want to create these photo drafts. It's not listed, but they're photo drafts because they're on my computer too far out into the future. But it's a good problem. It's a good problem to have. I ended up getting some coffee. This is my wife's spooky spiderweb mug. I like it because it's got like a nice stone feel to it, and it's big. It's like a big cup. Some of the smaller ones don't fit all the coffee that I drink. That's a problem. I typically drink 1 cup a day. I don't know if other people out there drink coffee, but I do 1 cup and I do one sugar. I used to do no sugar, used to do no milk or creamer. I use, what is it, skim milk or no, soy milk? We do vanilla soy milk, so come at me in the comments if you want about that. But some bodies aren't built to take on the milk. My body can't handle it. I blame my father for that, but yeah, I can't handle the milk, so I got to go with the soy milk or whatever. Silk, is it silk they call it? I'm not sure what the terminology is for the thing, but it is pretty delicious. But it's more expensive, I'll tell you that. It's more expensive than getting like whole milk or 2%. So, oh boy. Yeah, the other thing is I'm trying to sell something on Facebook Marketplace right now. So somebody messaged me about it, and when I'm recording, I can't see messages or alerts or phone calls even. So it's uh, it's a little annoying. But I have a web page opened up on my computer here, a little tab. So I'm just going to it and kind of refreshing to see if she messaged back because I'm 30 minutes behind. Like she messaged me and I didn't get to her till 30 minutes later. So um, she's probably, she could be at work. Like who knows what she's doing? But she kind of lowballed me a little bit. It's a pretty decent offer. Like I'm considering it, but I countered with $20 more. It's a $100 item, and she offered 60, and I said, I said, could we do 80? Like, could we do 80? Like we're together in this, buyer and seller coming together. Yeah, that's I used to do actually, before eBay, I was a Facebook Marketplace kind of guy. I did a lot of local deals and stuff, and I loved it. I thought it was tremendous. Um, I had a lot of fun, and that kind of, I've always been one to wheel and deal. I mean, I can remember um, trading Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or doing deals with like candy or gum or whatever. Uh, and I know a lot of like entrepreneurs say like, yeah, I sold gum out of my my pencil box or pencil bag in grade school, and it's like, no, I wasn't like that, But I'm saying I always had the thought like, oh, well, let's work a deal. Like we can maximize this somehow, Like you can get more, I can get more, like I can get some money to buy more, but then you're happy too because like you want this thing that I have. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm excited about the garage sale come spring. I mean, I almost want to wear like those visors that have like the green right there that you see sometimes like either blackjack dealers or somebody like that have it. I feel like that would give me like a little bit of carny aesthetic when it comes to running the garage sale, and then I can make a video about it. Like I could do a hilarious video, and then people would be like, what are we at right now? Like what's happening?" But yeah, I could have like some background music or like um, I don't know, like I could put some tiki torches out, during the garage sale. That would really spice things up. Maybe balloons or something to just really kind of play it up. Like, hey, this is the place to be right now. Um, that might be cool. Yeah, this shirt here, I'll pull it over on the screen. This is Magpaw. So Magpaw's got like the biohazard type logo, the triangle with the circle and then this thing. But yeah, Magpaw, I guess it's designed in Texas, made in Vietnam. Um, yeah, this is actually a really good brand. It looks pretty basic, and it is. It's just a short sleeve button shirt, but this brand is pretty good. And this is actually snaps, I think. I think I put button in the listing. Yeah, these are snaps. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that listing. Sometimes I can't see. That's the other thing. I told Randy, um, sometimes like take a picture of the top right here to see like this isn't just a button sweater. This is a zip button sweater, and she does pretty good about it, but this one I got a little lost. Like I didn't see it. I mean, I didn't zoom in on it or whatever. So we're gonna change this to pearl snap. Oh, it's not pearl snap. It's just snap. Now that is a difference. Western shirts will have the actual pearl on there. Other shirts, it might just be a snap. So you don't want to put pearl snap if it's not an actual pearl. But I'm gonna list that one high. I think. Let's see. If I don't know for sure, then I'll look it up. I'll just type in like Magpie short sleeve snap shirt used. And yeah, right here where I thought I was gonna do 24.99 plus shipping. Let's see, 58 listed, only 14 sold. I thought there was more sold than that. Okay, maybe it's not quite as good as I thought, but it's another brand. Like, yeah, I was gonna list that way too high. So as long as you find brands with high sell through or any type of sell through, because some brands out there just don't sell at all. I consider that a good thing. Like you want to know all the ones that will sell and make money. You don't want to buy the stuff that you think looks good or you think should do well or it has a high retail cost. Like it needs to be surefire sold on eBay for me to buy it. And that's not always the best advice. Sometimes in different categories, there's no data to go off of. You have to really understand what you're looking at, and that might take a while to find the buyer, but it still could be worth hundreds of dollars. That's a different reseller. If you're here for that, uh, you're not gonna get you're not gonna hear any knowledgeable thing come out of my mouth about that type of thing. That's your everything seller, your um, you know all the guys, right? You know all the guys, and I would say gals too, but it's mainly guys that are putting out the content for that type of stuff. And that's not me. That's not me. But yeah, so we got 15 in the draft because I did 42 and I've done three so far. So we're probably gonna. Honestly, I like to get up to 30 so that I can have tomorrow's work done already. So that's a good strategy to use. I don't go like that far down into the draft. If I'm going on a trip, I'll definitely build up some drafts beforehand. And I think next year, come holidays or maybe even Christmas, since that's coming up, if I truly want to take some days off where I just want to be lazy and not work, then I think I will build up uh, the drafted items. But the other thing about building up the drafting items, if you go a few days without listing, then when you have to come back to listing, you just don't want to do it. Like it's just one of those routine things. Like when you're pushing volume and you're listing and shipping every day, if you miss it, you feel like, oh man, it was nice not having to do draft or draft list items, and then it's like, or like when I don't do photos anymore, right? So when I do photos, when I absolutely have to do photos, I just dread it. I almost rather just work on something else to make money than to actually do the act of taking photos. But that's because I'm out of practice and it's just not in my routine. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. A lot of it comes back to like um, just building habits and routines. Like, what is it that you do? Can you do it well while you do other things? Like the recumbent bike. I'm going to talk about the recumbent bike probably forever, but I've been doing that in the morning. And what do I like to do when I'm on the recumbent bike? There's this game called Puzzles and Zombies, I think. And it's one of those build games, and you just click stuff and build it, and you have all these resources. And I play it while I'm on the recumbent bike, and I look at my social media stuff, I look at emails, things like that, and then I play that game. And next thing you know, 30 minutes has passed, and I've supposedly burned 300 calories, but I broke like almost broke a sweat. Sometimes I break a sweat, but I'm pushing myself like to that point, and then the workout's done. I got my cardio in, my body's uh, it's ready to rock and roll. So I am now making that my routine. And if you don't make routines of doing like, stuff you may not want to do, then, it's going to falter. Like, it's just really what it is. So, but I got this Ralph Lauren. This is a big shirt. I want to talk about this one because I'm a little lost on these. This is the Ralph Lauren big shirt. It's a large, but it's not a big and tall large, but it is a big and tall large, if that makes any sense. So I don't know what I've been doing in the past, but I'm gonna list it as a I think as a big size, like in the big and tall sizing, because it is. It absolutely is. So these are pretty good sellers too. I don't come across them that often. I don't know if they make them anymore. I don't think they do. But they're the big shirt model, and this one's a blue striped. And sometimes I put blue white striped, even though it's just it is blue and white, but you would say this is a blue shirt. You wouldn't say this is a white shirt, if that makes any sense. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably list this for like 20 plus shipping, but yeah, I'm gonna call it big and tall because it's absolutely for the big dudes. And let's see, 1X is what it's gonna be. Big 1X, yeah. Or no, is that large? Large, tall. Yeah, I think big 1X is it. I don't even know if that's right. That might not be right. That's why I haven't done it. Yeah, big 1X is the small, so that's what I gotta put there. Unless I just type in large. I'll just type in large and see what it does. I don't know. That's like the conundrum that I'm in. And I guess I could look at other people. I could call Ralph Lauren himself and ask like, "Hey, what's the deal, man? What's the deal with your shirt sizing?" But maybe I should have put big 1X, but I don't really care. I mean, people that buy that shirt, they know. Like the only way it's going to be a problem if it's somebody, which happens all the time, they just buy something that they don't know what they're looking at and then they return it because the fit's wrong or they don't know their own size. A lot of people don't know their own. Um, like suit size, like chest size and that kind of thing. This person still hadn't messaged back on Marketplace. I hope I didn't scare him away with that, trying to counter $20 more. But I just think they haven't read it. Yeah, you can see if someone's read it, I'm pretty sure. But then those people, they can see the message without clicking into it, showing that it's read. So that's kind of, whenever they say I was left unread or whatever, it's like, no, they read it. They read it. They just, they didn't respond because they don't want to deal with you. Next up, we got Brooks Brothers Makers. That's a good one. It's like a vintage one. This is a short sleeve button shirt in yellow, though, so it's not quite as tremendous as the long sleeves. But it should sell. This absolutely should sell. And then, yeah, what am I going to do after this? What are the plans after these listings? I'm going to get on that social media grind, which entails a few things, but one of the things I'm going to do is edit this, make the thumbnail, and then post it so you guys got something to chew on today or tomorrow. And then come Sunday, after the Bears' victory, I hope we win. I think we're going to win. There's a lot of injuries to the Cleveland Browns right now. But so many people I've been listening to about the Bears like say we're moving off of Justin Fields, which kind of hurts my heart a little bit. He's a good player. He's a good like leader, and his lows though are just low, and then he's inconsistent. But I don't know, man. They say Caleb is so much better. This Caleb Williams out of USC, and if we go that route and we win a championship, I mean, what can you say, right? A lot of it just has to do with money. These owners and these billionaires and all their money. It's all what it really comes down to in the end. It's not like there's no like honor of staying with like your city team that drafted you. There's none of that stuff. Ever since free agency, um, and just kind of the changing of the times. Like the world's a small place now. These players, they don't have any allegiance to whatever. Now sometimes they go back to their hometown to play, or they choose to live there to play so they can be closer to their house, which is fine. But yeah, as far as like I don't know, and it may even go back to like when LeBron James and the Heat like formed the team, the super team or whatever. Like that was kind of the first sign of like, oh, dude, people can just kind of create whatever team they want and then just win because they're that good. So that is I don't know. It's kind of just different. It's a different time. All right, I got 20 done. I'm gonna burn through the next 10. I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna finish this uh, coffee out of this Halloween cup. And yeah, I don't know, man. Let me know what you think about brain fog and just kind of like running into problems. Now, I'll tell you what, when I get back on the computer to look at the TikTok issue that I had earlier, I bet you I'm going to make a pretty good leap on like understanding what needs to be done to kind of make that a viable option for making some money. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a really good weekend. Bye.